Okay, when you're finding the mean, you're looking for the average score. So if you collected scores, and the scores were, let's see, 10. We'll say it was a spelling test. 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, another 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and a 3. The way you find the mean is you have to add all of the scores up and divide by the amount of scores. So first we'll add these up. 10 and 10 are 20. 8 and 9 are 17. 7 and 3 are 10, just to make it a little bit easier. So then we'll add the three totals that we have. 20 and 17, actually 20 and 10 are 30. Add 17 to that would be 40 and 7. So the answer is 47. So you have this total right here, 47. And now you need to divide by how many scores you collected. So you collected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scores. So 47 is going to be divided by 6 because that's how many scores you had. 6 can divide 47, not 8 times because that's 48, but 7 times, which is 42, with a remainder of 5. So let's put our magic 0 into action, bring that down. How many times can 6 divide 50? 8 times. Be 48, remainder of 2. We could probably add another 0 and then we'd get 3. So what we need to do is round. And our score is 7. We're rounding to the nearest 1. Look to the right. 4 and less are out of sight. 5 and up buys 1 more. So it ends up being 8. So the mean score is 8. So the mean score is 8. That means half the scores were greater than 8, and half the scores were less than 8. So if you remember, the scores were 10, 9, 10, 8, 7, and 3. Correct? So if we put these in order, we would have 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, and 3. Right smack in the middle, when you do the average, was 8. So half of the scores were above 8, half the scores are below 8. We could say half the scores are 8 or below. Because remember, our average came out to be 7.83, right? So that's really the mean score, 7.83, or you could round it to 8. To find the median, you put the scores in order from biggest to smallest. So we'll do that one more time. 7 and 3. And you find the score in the middle. Well, you have 1, 2, 3, and you have 1, 2, 3. What's between 9 and 8? Not 7. If you had a number line, what would fall between 9 and 8? 8.5. Very good. That's your median. 8.5. So the median score is 8.5. The mean score is the average, the total of all the scores divided by the amount of scores you have. But the median is the one right smack in the middle. Now, mode is the score that occurs most often. We'll list our scores again. It was 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, and 3. Which score occurs the most often? 10. So that's easy with this one. 10 occurs the most often, so that's your mode. Mode most. The range is, and this is probably the easiest one. Your scores were 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, and 3. The range is 10 to 3. That's it. Your range is your beginning number and your last number. Very good. Great comparison. It's like your AR range. What is your range? It's 4.5 to 5.5. That is your range. So anything in between. So the range of these scores were 10 to 3. Now, what would make me happy is if my range was 10 to 8. That means everyone either got an A or a B on the test, right? And teachers use range a lot when we're assessing data, trying to figure out how well you did on the test. Was it too hard? Was it too easy? I guess if it was 10 to 8, it would have been too easy, right? That would be a little more challenging. Okay. So the proper way to say it would be the range is from 3 to 10.